Hello, welcome to Game Rating Review. My name is Jean-marc and today I'm talking about my history in gaming, Part 1. So I am a gamer. I have been a gamer as long as I lived, and I want to go into why I play games, how it started, and that's going to be today. How it started up until going to be where I started up until I started buying my own games. Me buying my own games is going to be part 2. Part 1 is just the beginning. All right. My very first memory of video games is it's Christmas. There's a Christmas tree there. There's a television here in the living room. And there's an Atari 2600, and I'm holding this controller with this little circular thing on it, and I'm controlling a car, and I'm playing pole position. The very first game I ever remember playing, and I'm just like blown away because when I move it this way, the car goes this way, and then when I move it that way, the car goes that way, and it like blew my mind that this exists, that such responsiveness and that I'm in control, because as a kid you're rarely in control. So it makes sense that kids are into video games because it's something that you're able to do, and without any guidance at all, you're able to do whatever you want, especially now at open world games, but I digress. So the Atari 2600 was our family's first system, and this was well into the Nintendo's life cycle, the original NES. My sister ended up getting E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and just random people in my family would get Atari games. And of course, we had Combat, we had Adventure, we had Dig Dug, we had Pac-Man, we also had Donkey Kong, Pitfall. I loved playing Pitfall as a kid. I didn't understand how the alligator thing worked, where they had alligators and you had to get on their head. And I wasn't quite sure how to quite get on that alligator head correctly. So that was the first system. And then I would go over to people's houses, and everyone had a Nintendo. All my friends had the NES. So I'd go there and play Mario and not know how to play it because I wasn't used to it. I remember getting my butt kicked by a girl bad at Mario, like horrible. And I was playing as Luigi, and I would just go right off of a cliff. I had no idea what I was doing. A while goes, and our only system is the Atari, and then that's it. I don't know what happened to the Atari. I think it broke or something because no one ever talked about it, no one ever played it. And then my brother went over to the military, and he came back, and what he came back with was a Sega Genesis. So I was like, oh, what's that? And it like blew my mind because the graphics were better and everything. And the first game I played on the Sega Genesis was Altered Beast. And Altered Beast was super fun and seriously blew my mind because they have these circular balls that come down and they hit you and you grow and grow, and then you turn into an animal depending on what level you played. And that, I just couldn't believe I was playing. It was so much fun. And then, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog was the second game I played on that. And Sonic just seemed so fast and cool, especially to a little impressionable child as myself. We didn't pick Genesis because we thought it was better. My brother brought it, so we were like, oh, cool, it's a video game system. I didn't really like it more or less than Nintendo. It was just there. Okay, a while passes. All right, we get to Sega. Then my other brother, he gets a Sega Genesis, but also gets a Sega CD. So I get to see all these crazy games on the Sega CD with all these like real life video capture things on them, like Sewer Shark and Night Trap. Night Trap was awesome. I watched my brother play a few of those, and Sewer Shark was really fun. And then like that, the Batman game and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed those things. And then my brother left. He took all that with him. He took his Sega CD, everything with him. It's like, okay, so yet again, we are without a video game system. The Atari's broken, or somewhere, I'm not sure, and then the Sega's going with my brother. So then, finally, one Christmas, after much begging, my mother doesn't just give it to me, she gives it to the whole family, a Nintendo 64. And it was, we couldn't believe we actually got a Nintendo 64. I think some of us even said, you know what, don't even get me or him a present. We all went to Nintendo 64. What was cool is by the time the Nintendo 64 came out, the Super Nintendo was really inexpensive. So lo and behold, my mom ended up not only getting us the Nintendo 64, but also the Super Nintendo. So we had this gaming room. I have 11 brothers and sisters, by the way, and so many of them moved out that we were able to dedicate one of the rooms to being the gaming room. So on the big TV was the Nintendo 64. It was on that big TV. So somebody could play that, and then the Super Nintendo was on the smaller TV. So we were able to play that on the smaller TV. So we wouldn't get as many fights. It was actually brilliant. So the first game we got from the Nintendo 64 was not Mario. Definitely not Mario. It was actually Star Fox. And I couldn't believe I was playing Star Fox. I only ever played it in Walmart, and now I'm in my parents' house playing it. And I was like, this is great. Ocarina of Time, Zelda, or Ocarina of Time, however you say it, doesn't matter. I remember the commercial. In the commercial, he takes the sword out, and then this light comes in him, and I'm just like, that looks so epic. And then I was able to play it, and it was just unbelievable. Like that, Ocarina of Time was the first open world game. To me, you showed me what video games could be, and it doesn't surprise me where video games are now with open world. But that game, it is the best game I've ever played, and it was my first Zelda game I'd ever played. I've only liked 3D Zelda, so my brothers were like, "Hey, we got this, Zelda Link to the Past. You should play that." And I was like, "Okay." So I played it. I'm going to let it poo-poo for this, but I did not like A Link to the Past because I was like, what's happening? Why I don't understand. I didn't like the perspective it had, this overview perspective, and my brothers were telling me what to do, so maybe that ruined it for me, but I just didn't really like it. I think I only liked the 3D Zeldas because that was my first Zelda experience, which is crazy because I'm so old. We just never owned an original Nintendo. What's ironic is we ended up actually getting one of the top-loading Nintendo Entertainment Systems, and we got a couple of games for it, but we were really into the Nintendo 64. And we only ever got a few games for the Nintendo 64, but we put so many hours into them. So I had Star Fox and Ocarina of Time, and then for my aunt came and she gave us presents. That year she gave us GoldenEye. And I was just like, this is the best Christmas of my life. And those were the 3 games we had for a while. And those are only 3 games we needed. Because with Star Fox and with 007, we would just play multiplayer all the time. And then we'd pull our money together, get controllers. And then eventually we absolutely got Mario Kart. We got Donkey Kong 64 with that plug-in thing with it. And then we got Gauntlet. And Gauntlet was really cheap. But man, we played that game. Oh, there was a Gauntlet on 64, Gauntlet Legends, and we played it to death. So that's part 1 of my history in gaming. I love the Nintendo 64. And we're going to go on to games that I bought for myself. Thank you for watching. Please lightly tap that like and subscribe button. That would help me a lot. This has been Game Rating Review Vlog. And remember that this is just my opinion.